makers. Thank you for joining us once again at the Metaphysical Apothecary podcast. We are your hosts, Megan and Shannon, and we are here to explore the mysterious, magical, and the arcane. We are excited to talk about color magic. Color magic is one of the most practical, most common, and one of the most powerful ways to practice magic. It's also something that a lot of us do without even realizing it. So you don't even have to be a pagan or be a witch to utilize color magic. It's got a cultural element to it. It's got a psychological element to it. There's just a lot of really juicy stuff to pick through.
Mm-hmm. There's so many ways in which we use color magic, color psychology, color science, and light science and frequency of color that can be applied to everyday life, whether or not you choose to follow a path of magic and witchcraft, a pagan path or not.
Exactly. On a scientific level, color is super important because different wavelengths of light that appear to us as different colors affect our physiology in different ways. Infrared light, for instance, can help your body detoxify itself. It can aid in pain relief, reduce muscle tension, and even UV radiation that we put the sunscreen on to keep away from our bodies. We need a little bit of that to help us produce vitamin D and other things in our bodies, like the good hormones in your brain. So light has a scientifically proven effect on how we live our lives. Psychologically, color also has a deep effect on us. If you think about the way that most office buildings or institutional buildings are decorated, very drab colors, almost universally, we all kind of sink into ourselves a little bit. It's because the color in there is kind of oppressive. When we are out in nature or we're making art, many of us start to come alive a little bit. We feel more lively. We feel more energetic. If you look in your closet, there's likely a color story going on in there, whether it was intentional or not. For instance, if you go in my closet, most of my clothing is going to be on the cool color spectrum. There's lots of blues, teals, purple colors, and there's lots of like burgundy and rust on the warm end of the spectrum of color. What I wear is subconsciously dictated by my mood that day. If I am in more of a depressed mood, then I'm more likely to wear black because black is a comfort color to me. I know technically it's a neutral, but it's more of a comfort color to me where I can kind of really sink into that. It's like sinking into a deep, dark, warm pool of water.
Yes.
And it's a witch's color too, heavily associated with magic, so it makes me feel powerful. But I might also put on my rust-colored crochet duster cardigan because it's orange. It's a yang color. It's happy. It's going to uplift me a little bit. And when I put it on, I actually physically smell oranges sometimes.
My closet is full of dark colors, and it's almost entirely black or gray with pops of color. Every now and then I lean towards black because yes, it's a neutral, but as Megan said, it's a color of comfort. It's a color of power. I associate black with being able to empower myself. There's a force of energy that when you wear black for yourself and for others, you are projecting a strength. The gray colors I wear, it's usually because it's comfortable. It makes me think of thunderclouds or fog, where I'm just being surrounded and I'm being hugged by it.
Yep.
Or I am surrounded by a gray sea, and then the colors that I do have are flashes of color that kind of function as lightning. So I'm wearing night colors or I'm wearing storm colors with flashes of lightning or stars.
What are some of the colors that your lightning takes on?
There's purple, blue, pink, green, and red. I don't have anything that's yellow unless it's a part of a graphic on a blue shirt, and that's because it's a pineapple. I don't have any orange unless it's part of a kimono flower pattern. I don't have those two colors. I have browns, and browns are very earthy. They're also very comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And I'm using those colors more as a blank canvas to allow the color that I'm going to wear with the brown to pop out. Black, I can wear entirely without color. Gray, I can wear entirely without color. Brown, I'm going to apply a pop of color to. It is the earth, and the color I'm wearing it is the flower that's growing.
That's an interesting way to put that because I feel the same way about charcoal gray. It's a comfortable color for me as well. And when I'm wearing gray, depending on my mood, again, I might pair it with black because I'm just a storm cloud that day. I am in my power as a storm cloud, or that's my mood and I'm embracing it. But other times I'll take charcoal gray and I'll place flashes of bright blue. I have this one scarf that is all very tropical, bright peacocky colors. It's blue and really bright greens, and it's got some streaks of purple in it and some silver. And I'll pair that with gray and just feel very in my element. Sunlight doing its prismatic thing through the water and flashing on all of those oceanic colors.
There are three colors that studies have shown affect human minds relatively in the same way if they're overwhelmed with them in a negative way. And those three colors happen to be white, gray, and beige, which is the color that you normally see when you enter into an office building, or used to see when you entered into an office building.
Yep.
They cause people to become unproductive, distracted, depressed, and just meh. There was just a lot of meh happening that ended up becoming very negative.
Yeah.
If I'm surrounded by all three of those colors, especially if they happen to be dingy, yes, I am definitely in that meh state of mind. Gray for me is not a meh color. It is a color that you use to pop artwork.
Yep.
It allows you to focus on the other colors. So I can totally see why you use gray in that way. My brown is your gray.
I don't wear a lot of brown. I have yellow undertones in my skin, so it doesn't look amazing on me most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
The orange can really clash with your features.
My auburn hair has way too many different shades of color, including ginger reds. And I also have a pink undertone. So orange and pink undertones just don't mix very well.
So orange does you a disservice and doesn't allow your gorgeousness to shine through the way it needs to. And I mean, that has something to do with the way that color magic works, because it's an individual practice, right? Like, what do you associate the color with psychologically? How do you feel in the color?
Mm-hmm.
Different complexions, different skin tones, different tastes will affect how the color looks on you. When I used to work in an office, I had a friend who had very dark complexion, and she looked amazing in cobalt blue. Made her glow. I look awful in cobalt blue. I look sick. So I don't love that color. Even though I wear a lot of blues, I tend toward blues that have a little bit more of an earthy thing going on, or a night sky thing going on. Clothing is obviously one of the biggest ways that we use color magic, and it's psychological as much as it is energetic and magical. You are feeling under the weather, you can put green or blue or pink on. You're feeling depressed and you need comfort. We were talking about black and gray. Some people advise against, they tell you to put on a brighter, happier color to help lighten up your mood.
For me, putting on a bright color actually makes me more depressed. It becomes toxic positivity, and I'm trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be in my mood and experience it rather than push it away with like bright colors that are false colors at that point in time.
Yeah.
I just rather advertise that, listen, I'm in a black color mood, I'm in a gray color mood, deal with me as you will.
Right. Well, that's one of the ways that we use color magic, right? It's either to attract or repel, depending on what kind of mood we're in. People with feminine energy, shall we say, feminine of center, very often will use color as armor. We're either doing our best to tell people, hey, look, this isn't great, stay away from me, with the grays, the neutrals, or we're trying to send a different kind of message. We may be trying to attract attention of some kind. Maybe we want to stand out at work, we're giving a presentation and we want all eyes on us, or we're going on a date. But bright colors in nature are also often a warning.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in nature. That beautiful bright pink, orange, yellow color happens to be a carnivorous plant that's telling you I exude poison.
Yes, that neon yellow poison dart frog could easily bring down an elephant with the equivalent of 2 grains of salt worth of poison.
Even the bright snakes. They're bright for a reason.
Exactly. They're venomous. When we wear bright colors, that's one way of us standing out too. We can use that to intimidate others as well. I know exactly who I am. I am showing the world exactly who I am right now. I'm revealing those bright colors. And a lot of people find that kind of confidence very intimidating and awe-inspiring even. This can also translate to makeup, from the color palettes that we choose to the highlighter reflecting the light and the way that it reflects the light, and even the style of makeup that we decide to wear. A lot of people these days are wearing really illustrative makeup out in public as a daily thing, especially with the pandemic. Quarantine gave a lot of people license to really experiment with this sort of thing and dig deep into things that they always wanted to do, but maybe weren't able to do before because they had to appear professional. But now they're doing amazing things with their hair. They're doing things like painting dragon scales and vines into their makeup. That's all color magic combined with other kinds of magic.
Glamour magic.
Yes. Another way that we reflect this in society is obviously with our jewelry, and that can be combined with crystal magic. We most often associate the ability to flow energy through crystals with things like amethyst and quartz.
Glass. You can also do it with plastic. I've had some plastic pieces that resembled carnelian, acted like carnelian, energetically speaking.
Yeah, the color was almost transformative. It almost transmuted that plastic into something that was more crystalline in function.
Yeah. Then you also have metallic energy happening if you're wearing gold or silver or platinum, copper. Those are colors, but they also allow you to tap into the noble elements of gold, silver, copper.
The interesting thing about the metals too is that when you are putting your intention into how you want to use them, iron is magnetic, but it's also commonly used in armor. So while you are attracting certain things, you can allow other things to bounce off. So you can kind of use the iron as a filter. In addition to that gray color being associated with storm clouds or being invisible or what have you, you can use the other element in the iron and use both the color and the element itself to program your intention.
Yeah, that's all we have on the topic for today. Thank you so much for listening in, and we hope you'll join us again. In the meantime, you can follow us on our blog for some more witchy wisdom, as well as check out some of our original art on Society 6 for sacred decor and more. Thank you again for joining us, and go make some magic and live your best life. Bye.
Bye, everyone.